Good morning everyone. Myself Sanjay Kumar. Today in this lecture we are going to discuss what is armature reaction. We know that in DC generators the mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. So there are two windings, one is field winding and another one is armature winding. So field winding sets up the main flux. When the main flux cut the rotating armature conductors, EMF will be induced in armature conductors. So armature also set up a flux, and this induced EMF is anyhow AC. So we will converting into DC by using commutator. So the output of DC generator is DC. So first it is AC, then it is converted into DC with proper commutation. So the main induced EMF in armature is AC and the generator is DC. So how your armature is going to react for the main field flux? What is the effect on that? What is the effect of induced EMF on main field flux? So that's what is called as the armature reaction. So what is meant by armature reaction? The effect of armature flux, on main field flux while distributing to the poles is called as the armature reaction. So you can say that main field flux pi f and armature flux pi a. So what is the effect of pi a on pi f is called as the armature reaction. So this pi a is going to affect in two ways on main field flux. So what is the effect? So first one is effects of armature flux on main field flux. So what is the effect? The first one is cross magnetizing. So cross magnetizing effect which causes distortion in flux. So what is meant by distortion? Distortion is nothing but disturbance in the flux lines. Suppose we are assuming this is the armature flux flowing from north pole to south pole. Main field flux is flowing from north pole to south pole, whereas the armature flux is going in this direction. So what is happening? The armature flux is crossing the main field flux. So that's why it is called as a cross field. You can call it as a cross magnetizing effect. So what happens here? The armature flux disturbs the main flux. So there is some distortion will takes place in this. So like this, your main field flux maybe have some distortion in the flux. So this is the first effect. We can call it as a cross magnetizing effect. So the armature flux moving perpendicular to the main field flux which causes distortion in the flux. Now the second one is demagnetizing effect. So which causes decrease in main field flux. So this is the demagnetizing effect. So what is meant by demagnetizing effect? Suppose the main field flux is flowing from north pole to south pole in this direction. That means from left to right side. Whereas the armature flux is flowing into opposite direction to the main flux. So what happens? The main field flux is in this direction, the armature flux is in this direction. So this is pi f and this is pi a. Now the resultant flux will be decreases. Why? the armature flux is also having some quantity, main field flux also having some quantity, so that there is a reduction in net flux. So if flux decreases, the induced EMF decreases. So which causes reduction in the speed also. If there is any load connected, so there is a unstable in the generator. So the effect of armature flux on main flux is called as armature reaction, and it is having two effects. One is cross magnetizing and the second one is demagnetizing effect. Now we will see how it affects from when the armature is not having any current and when armature carries the current. So what happens to the main field flux and what happens to the armature flux. Now to better understand generator, I am assuming there are only two poles. So this is the two pole generator and this is N pole and this is armature and this is S pole. Now I am assuming two poles, one is N pole and S pole, so the flux is always flowing from north pole to south pole. So this is called as main field flux. So what is this? This is called as main field flux. You can call it as a pi f. So this main field flux always flowing from north pole to south pole, and we will also have to understand what is GNA and what is MNA. Now what is meant by GNA? GNA is nothing but geometric neutral axis, and MNA is magnetic neutral axis. Now what is meant by GNA? Geometric neutral axis. MNA is magnetic neutral axis. Now where is GNA and where is MNA? So to identify GNA and MNA, first of all we have to identify what is the direction of this generator and what is the current's direction for the generator. Now let us, this I am assuming this generator is rotating in this way. Now let us say this is a generator rotating in this way with a speed omega g, I am saying. Now when this generator is rotating in clockwise direction, so what is the behavior of conductor in this? So what is the behavior of conductors in this region? What is the behavior of conductors in this region? Now we already studied that as per Fleming's right hand rule, you place your right hand thumb, forefinger and the middle finger in the flux direction. And this generator is rotating in clockwise direction. So what is the effect on these conductors? These conductors affecting the force in upward direction. Why? These armature conductors are rotated with a prime mover. So when these conductors are rotating with a prime mover, so this conductor, half of the conductors in left side experiences the force in upward direction. So this is the upward direction force they are experiencing. And what about the conductors, half of the conductors in right hand side? So this will experience force in the downward direction. That means the motion of conductors is upward direction for left hand side, and for right hand side they are in downward direction. And the flux direction is going from north pole to south, that means left to right. So what is the direction of currents here? Now by using right hand thumb rule, you have going to find out what is the direction of current, whether the current is entering or whether the current is leaving from conductors. Now place your right hand thumb in upward direction and forefinger towards the flux, parallel to flux. Then you see the middle finger shows towards the board. So what it indicates? Now the current is entering into this conductor, so the left side of the section the current is entering into this plane. Now I can indicate this entering current with say crosses. So I am representing this with a crosses. Now we know that what is meant by cross. Cross stands for entering, and what is meant by dot. Dot stands for leaving. Now the current is entering into the plane as per your right hand thumb rule. Now what about the downward direction? So this conductor is experiencing the force in downward direction. The motion of this conductor is downwards. Now what is the current in this conductors? Now again you use the right hand thumb rule, and you can say here, so when the force is downward direction, so you can place here like this. Now the flux direction is same, so forefinger is placed as usual, and the thumb direction is now downward, so you can see the middle finger is showing towards away from this plane. So what do you mean by this? This current is coming out from this plane, whereas the left side current is into this plane. Now the current is out from this. Now how you indicate? The leaving current is always indicated by dots. Now this current is leaving, always indicated by, and this current has no effect. These conductors are no effect, so I am not showing anything here. Now if this armature is rotating as in the clockwise direction as a generator, so the force on left side conductors is upward and right side conductors is downwards. Then what about these two conductors? So these are straight conductors between two north and south poles. Now if you draw a line for this, now this is the exact physical distance between two poles. So that means the geometrical distance between two poles, and this axis we can call it as a GNA, geometric neutral axis. Between two poles I am drawing this line, so that's why I am saying geometrically neutral axis. Then what is meant by MNA? MNA is nothing but magnetically neutral. So what is meant by magnetically neutral? So in which conductors there is no EMF induces. No EMF induces. You can see here, this conductor carries a current, and a lot of current is carried by this conductor, and we are going upward direction, there is a somewhat less current, and again is going upward, there is a somewhat less current, and finally this portion reaches, there is no current carried by this conductor, so there is no EMF. If current carried by this conductor, then there will be a induced EMF. Similarly this side, so current leaving from this conductor, and again current increasing, and this is the large portion of current is leaving from this conductor, and again as you are coming downwards, so this conductor not carries any current. So these two conductors are magnetically neutral, so there is no conductors carry the current, and there is no induced EMF. If there is no induced EMF, that axis we can call it as a MNA. So this axis where your two conductors not carries any current is called as MNA, and the brushes are also placed along the MNA. So what do you mean by that? Brushes always placed along MNA. Nothing but where the conductor not carries any current, the brushes are placed here. So what is the reason for that? So the commutation process takes place in the brushes. So the current shifting takes place while we are placing the slip rings on this commutator segment, slip rings. So the commutator is rotating, these brushes are going to collect the current from these segments, and if there is any current is going to be shorted, then there is a sparking at the commutator segments. So that's why you have to carry the brushes when there is no EMF. there is a brush shift will be takes place and the current will be reversal. So that's why the brushes are always placed along the MNA. Now what do you mean by GNA? GNA is nothing but geometrical in neutral axis, nothing but physical distance, whereas MNA is the no EMF induced portion, that is a straight axis from upward portion to downwards, and also brushes are placed along the MNA, and this axis also called as axis of commutation. This axis also called as axis of commutation. So what do you mean by commutation? The reversal of current takes place in armature conductors, so that we can shift the brush from one segment to other segment. So this is also the axis of commutation. Now the direction of armature conductors are defined and the direction of main field flux also given. Now we will discuss how armature is going to react with on main field flux. Now we will see how armature is going to affect on main field flux. First is, we can see here there is a simple generator with two poles. This is north pole and this is south pole, and the armature is placed in here. We can also call it as a rotor. Now the flux is flowing from north pole to south pole. Okay, I am not showing any brushes and conductors internally. So this flux is flowing from north pole to south pole. So this axis from pole to pole, we can call it as a D axis. So what do you mean by this? D axis, which is called as a direct axis. Direct axis, nothing but pole to pole axis. Pole to pole axis known as direct axis, whereas the vertical line which is between these two, we can call it as a Q axis, nothing but quadrature axis. So what do you mean by this? This is nothing but quadrature axis, so which is perpendicular to the D axis, and also D axis is called as polar axis. This is also called as polar axis, and this axis Q axis is called as interpolar axis. Now what do you mean by D axis? Pole to pole, and quadrature is nothing but the vertical distance. It is always along the GNA. That means you have to remember GNA is always along the interpolar axis. So GNA lies along interpolar axis. Interpolar axis. Now if you consider a two-pole machine, so the electrical degrees is equal to mechanical degrees, so that means 180 degrees. So we will have theta electrical equal to P by 2 into theta mechanical. So this is the measured in degrees in terms of the distance. So this is anyhow magnetic poles can measure the electrical degrees in terms of mechanical distance. Suppose if you see P is equal to 2, you substitute here theta electrical equal to 2 by 2 into theta m. So theta electrical equal to theta mechanical. So whatever the distance between these two, so you can see here this is the north pole and this is south pole, and this is a direct axis, this is polar axis. Now what is this distance? This is equal to 180 degrees. Now theta electrical is also same as theta mechanical. So for a two pole machine, theta electrical and theta mechanical remains same. But if you consider the four poles, now you can see four poles. So this time I am going to draw here. If you assume the four poles, now this is the four poles. That means each pole having a 1D axis. So here we are having the two poles Now, how many direct axes are there? There are two direct axes. So, what is meant by the? So, this is one direct axis, pole to pole, and this is another one direct axis. So, two direct axes are there. We can call it as a D1 axis, and this is D2 axis. And what about quadrature axis? So quadrature axis always with respect to the mechanical and electrical degrees. Now how many poles are there? Now poles are 4. And as per the relation, theta is equal to P by 2 into theta mechanical. Now what is the distance pole to pole? Same pole, it is equal to 180 degrees. But north pole to south pole, it is 90 degrees. Now theta electrical is equal to, we are having 4 poles, 4 by 2 into, so the distance, suppose if your theta mechanical, I am assuming this line, this is 45 degrees. Now theta m is 45 degrees, so how much you are getting? 90 degrees. Now this will be the quadrature axis 1. So the main difference for 2-pole and 4-pole machine in terms of quadrature and direct axis is different. So this is a simple 2-pole machine. You can say that this is the direct axis and this is a quadrature axis, and quadrature axis is along GNA. But for 4-pole machine, the electrical and mechanical degrees are different. So if you take a 45 degrees of rotation in clockwise direction mechanically, it will be equal to 90 degrees. If you take 90 degrees rotation, and it will be equal to 180 degrees. And further you consider for 6-pole, 8-pole, that will be 3 times, 4 times. So the mechanical and electrical degrees relation is very important, and this is theta m stands for mechanical degrees and theta E stands for electrical degrees. Now for this case, the north pole and south pole, the main flux is going from north pole to south pole. So we can say that this is the direction of flux. So this is the direction of field flux, main field flux. So I am indicating with pi f. Now what about armature conductors? We already said we are having two fluxes. One is due to main field, that is field flux, and one is due to armature conductors. Here I am assuming there is no armature conductor, there is no current in armature conductors, but if the armature having some current, what is the direction of armature flux? So I am going to draw that one. Now you can see here. Now for the same two poles, and this is armature and this is north pole and this is south pole. Again the brushes are along the, we already said the brushes are always along the no EMF in conductors. So this is the conductors. So for simplicity I am assuming only 4 conductors, and these are the 2 conductors placed here. There is no current in that conductors, and left hand side of the conductors, if the force is upward direction, they will indicate the crosses. And what about right hand side? They will indicate the dotteds, we already discussed. And the 2 conductors along brush axis, they will not carry any current, so there is no EMF in these conductors. Now as per right hand thumb rule, we can find out what is the direction of magnetic flux here. So we know already right hand thumb rule. So you simply place right hand thumb here, and the curled finger indicates the direction of magnetic field. So I am placing here the thumb. So what is the direction of fingers? Curled fingers, they will rotating in clockwise direction. So the direction of magnetic field is downwards for this side, and this side, this direction is upwards. You can also draw here other lines, but you can make it, suppose this is your cross, and what is the direction of magnetic field? This direction, you can see here. So the flux is from the middle section it is downwards, and for the left side section it is going to upward direction. Then what about the rightmost conductors, dots? What is the magnetic field direction? The current is coming out from the plane, so you can place here like this. Now what is the direction of this curled fingers? Now this is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. You can see here this is a dot, and you can place here the curled fin direction is like this. Now this portion is coming at the middle section, so I can represent like this. Now this is upward direction rightmost, and the middle section is again downwards. Now what is happening here? Total flux lines are crowded here, and the total flux is going to be aided, and the direction of total armature flux is going to be downwards direction. So the flux direction is downwards. Now by using right hand thumb rule, we will find out the magnetic flux direction in crosses and dots, and the resultant flux is always, when the lines are crowded here, now this will act as a north pole and this will act as a south pole, so the resultant flux is downwards, and the main field flux is from left to right. Now if you combine these two, if you combine main field flux and armature flux, now what will happen? You can see here. So this is the main field flux and this is the armature flux. Now main field flux is moving to the right direction, but the armature flux is downward direction. Now what would indicate? This will crosses the main field flux, nothing but this is downward direction and this is from this side. So what is happening here? It is crossing, nothing but cross flux is generating. So this field flux is crossed by this armature flux. So what will happen here? There is some disturbance, distortion in the main flux, and the resultant flux is given by vector sum of these two. So what you will get? The resultant flux is always in this direction. Now this is the resultant flux, and if the armature flux is downwards and the field flux is from left to right. Now if resultant flux is in this direction, so what will happen? What is the change in this armature? If the armature remains stationary, are there any change in the armature conductors? Is there any change in GNA or MNA? And if the what is the change with respect to the poles, with respect to the D axis and with respect to the Q axis, now we will discuss. And you can also see here, if the armature, this indicates the magnitude of armature flux, so it induces the armature MMF. Suppose this magnitude is higher and this is the field flux, and anyhow it is a fixed value, we are going to make it. So if armature current increases, armature flux also increases, so which may have larger magnitude then you can see here. So what is the resultant flux? Now you can see here, so this is 90 degrees before field flux and armature, now it is 90 degrees, and you can see here this angle is going to make difference. So armature current increases, then armature flux increases, so further the induced EMF and the current is also increases. And you can also observe here, so due to the crosses, this flux direction is from downwards and the dots also indicating dots. So we are creating one south pole here and one north pole here. So if this is a generator, now the direction is like this. Now omega g nothing but generator speed, angular speed. And if it is a motor, this direction is like this. Now it is omega indicates the speed, angular speed of this one. If this is rotates in this direction, so what is happening? If this armature conductors are rotating in this direction, that means clockwise direction. So this main field flux direction is like this. And you can observe here the resultant flux direction is like this. So it may not be same as your field flux or armature flux. So it is going to be some different. So it should be in this line. You can see here. Now this is the resultant flux. We can draw here. Now this is the resultant flux. Now if this is the resultant flux, we will have some condition for GNA and MNA. So GNA is always a physical distance, anyhow it is a fixed. But what about MNA? Is there any change in MNA, magnetically neutral axis? What is meant by MNA? That is the axis of commutation, and the conductors in MNA which don't have any current, so there is no induced EMF. You can see here. So if what is the resultant flux is in this direction and your field flux is fixed here, and your armature current is always depends upon the load, whether it is changes, increases or decreases, then the resultant EMF is also, the resultant flux is also changes. Then what is the effect of this armature on main field flux? So then what is the resultant flux? That's what we have to discuss. So that was the armature reaction. What is the reaction of armature for main field flux if it gives a resultant flux like this? Then where you have to place the brushes, where there is no EMF in the conductors, and for the commutation of brushes without sparking. So how it is possible and how the brushes are going to be shifted, that's what we are going to discuss.